The President Cyril Ramaphosa is now addressing the launch of the Huawei South Africa Innovation Centre taking place today at the Huawei Office Park in Woodmead in Johannesburg. Let's take you there live.
So what I've seen and heard this morning is both impressive and encouraging. And I particularly like that you've got a really good mixture of people from China as well as young people from South Africa. One of whom presented to us when we were in China, when we went to your headquarters in Shenzhen. He demonstrated knowledge and exuded incredible capability about the ICT world, and I'm glad that the same obtained here. I mean, we could see that it's a real wonderful mix of people from China and South Africa being able to explain all these things technological. And I'm glad that we finally came to this center, because this center brings together Huawei's different business units in a collaboration hub with the local partners, app developers, and ICT-focused SMMEs. Including the one that helps people with their pregnancy challenges and so on. So that's really great. For South Africa, expanding digital infrastructure is one of the primary engines of economic growth that we've got to position ourselves well in. The development of information technology, as many of the presenters also said, is key to the competitiveness of any economy, and certainly of our economy as well. So Ambassador Chen, in October last year, President Xi Jinping described science and technology, as you might recall, and when he said it is a primary productive force. And talent he described as a primary resource, that is the human capital. And that innovation, he saw it as a primary driver of growth. Now, a combination of all these is what needs to be utilized. This is a sentiment that we also share. I share it very, very strongly, because digital innovation is inextricably linked to a nation's development. We see how China, as Mr. Ren was describing in our video conference conversation, how China has developed, utilizing technology and the digital processes. It just gives you capability to leapfrog, to go way beyond a number of other phases. Not only can new digital technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data, and machine learning provide a platform for economic growth or job creation, as well as self-employment, these can also vastly improve government service, particularly when it comes to the delivery of the services that any government has to deliver. The application of digital technologies to improve production processes spans a broad range of economic sectors. And as clearly demonstrated in the presentation, right across mining, port management, transportation, and many others. And you can even bring it into health, into education. All these can be effectively driven through digital technology. Last year, for example, the first 5G coal mine was launched in South Africa through a partnership with Huawei. Its carrier and industry partners participated in this as well. This center is a signal of Huawei's confidence in South Africa's economy and its potential. And I was particularly pleased to hear the founder of this company, Mr. Ren, recommitting Huawei to continue participating as a partner with South Africa in driving economic growth and participating and contributing. Now, the digital technology and business services sectors are really key pillars of South Africa's investment strategy. Now, to stimulate investment in these sectors, we have focused on a number of structural reforms that we have had to embark upon to drive economic growth in our country. And the actions we have taken thus far include the auction of the high-speed spectrum that took place last year, which, alongside with digital migration, will significantly expand access to broadband and bring down data costs. Now, this is obviously also going to improve connectivity through SA Connect to various parts of the country. Last week I went to a rural area in KwaZulu-Natal. It was right up there on the mountains, and the people, ordinary people, were complaining that they do not have connectivity. But what was most worrying was that young people who want to access employment activity, or opportunities rather, do not have the necessary connectivity to be able to send their CVs, to receive responses and all that. And all that should be driven by connectivity. So SA Connect needs to work very closely with companies such as yourself so that we can spread connectivity throughout the country. It was most worrying to hear the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal saying that the penetration of connectivity is only about 11% for the province. Now, we need to move very, very quickly to ensuring that there's greater connectivity, because the longer we take to ensure connectivity of the people of South Africa, the longer they are left behind and the longer our economy will take to grow. And as we've been interacting, you have also said that we need to set aside spectrum, especially for our security sector. And the Deputy Minister of Police is here, and he knows the needs that our country has on the security sector, so that we can unleash all those capabilities that new technologies have to give. So that is so important, and coming here obviously just reinforces that message. Now, yes, our country has a robust and sophisticated ICT sector with expertise in data centers, cloud computing and storage, and rapidly expanding wireless and fiber infrastructure. But it is when we work together with a company like yours that's at the cutting edge, that is among the top 3 or so in the world, that we will be able to even have greater capability and greater efficiency. We do, as a country, have strong regulatory frameworks around areas like cybersecurity, intellectual property, and the protection of personal information. According to the 2023 State of the ICT Sector in South Africa, which was published by the Independent Communications Authority of South Africa, the sector's revenue continues to increase by approximately 25 billion rand over the past 5-year period. This makes the ICT sector one of our most attractive industries for investment, with substantial growth potential. And that is why I particularly appreciate that you have a lab here, or an area where you are able to cooperate with small and medium enterprises. And may you continue to do that, because it is when your small and medium enterprises are crowded in to utilizing technology that they are able to flourish. They're able to fly. The Minister of Small Business is here and she can testify to that. So it's important that that close working together, where you act as a keen enabler, will be of great help. Now, as we grow the digital economy, it is our expectation that this growth in revenue should be matched by the increase in the number of jobs that the sector can create. I do firmly believe that this sector, being in the tertiary sector of our economy, can see exponential job growth. And this can be driven by the small, medium enterprises that are nimble, that are capable, and I particularly like the fact that your package of assistance measures also includes a measure of real support, getting them to understand how the technology works, but as well as financing of one sort or another. So working together with government in this regard will be of great assistance. It is therefore encouraging that this innovation center will be focusing on knowledge and skills that have to be transferred, as well as small, medium enterprises development. That, for us, is what will strengthen the very good partnership that we should have with Huawei. Yes, you do testify to the fact that Huawei has been here since 1998. And we have seen Huawei's contribution. You started off working with the telcos, putting up base stations, and it's been a joy to watch a company that's still relatively new, developing and scaling heights, firstly from the switchgear manufacturers, the base stations, and then later to be able to get into the devices that you now have, to go into renewable energy and to go to data centers and storage and cloud computing. And that just shows the capability that Huawei has. Now we want to match that here in South Africa so that those kind of developments that you have as a company can also be matched here. And I'm glad that you do have quite a number of South African young people who I hope you are sort of passing on the skills to, so that they can be able to reach those levels as well, particularly the small and medium enterprise sector. So I congratulate Huawei for the work it's doing to cultivate local digital talent through the LEAP program, ICT academies, and the DigiSchool project. And we welcome indications by yourselves that the company plans to invest substantially in data centers and cybersecurity industries in Africa as well. By adopting the range of cutting-edge technology being pioneered by companies such as Huawei, South Africa, and the continent, will be able to leapfrog into the fourth industrial revolution. So I look forward to receiving updates on the innovation and collaborative partnerships that will be forged from this center here. And Ambassador, this is a very good contribution by a Chinese company, and of course supported by the Chinese government, as a great resource, not only to your company, but also to the people of our country, small, medium enterprises, and also as you continue to work with various government departments, obviously on a fair and equitable basis, as you compete with others and you demonstrate what capabilities you have. So it is my hope that this Innovation Centre will be a springboard to launch new local ICT enterprises that creates jobs. We hope that it will be a springboard to new business processes that will grow our economy as well and support our national development goals in a number of areas and sectors, and mining and transportation, port management, and security as well. When I went to Shenzhen, I saw how you've been able to use technology to deal with criminality. And we have a big challenge when it comes to security, and we now need to utilize various methods, including technology, to deal with the spate of criminality. So I wish Huawei and its partners every success for this innovation center, and may this center, whose opening ribbon we cut today. Did we cut the ribbon? We did. Whose opening ribbon we cut today just grow by leaps and bounds. And we wish you the very best. Continue doing all the great things that happen here. So thank you very much. Thank you for welcoming.
Well, President Cyril Ramaphosa there at the launch of the Huawei Innovation Centre in Woodmead. And one of the points that he touched on there is the digital economy being able to drive economic growth in the country, but also not forgetting the people in the rural areas after that presidential imbizo that he held in KZN a week ago, where he also spoke about 11% penetration of connectivity in KZN. That was according to the Premier of KZN around connectivity issues in the province, and also that some young people are struggling to apply for jobs because of this issue around the lack of connectivity. That's the President speaking at the launch of the Huawei Innovation Centre in Woodmead.